everyone, I hope you all are doing well. So today we will start with the chapter 1 of class 8 science, that is crop production and management. In this chapter we will discuss how crop is produced and how we have to manage that crop. So first of all we have to understand the term crop. So if I talk about the term crop, when similar kind of plants grown on a large scale, that is called crop. जब सेम टाइप के प्लांट्स लार्ज स्केल पे ग्रो होंगे तो हम उसको बोलेंगे क्रॉप. क्रॉप जो है कैटेगराइज्ड है, उसको हमने क्लासिफाई किया है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सीजन इन विच क्रॉप ग्रो. सो इफ आई टॉक अबाउट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सीजन, so we have divided into two categories, that is kharif crop and rabi crop. So first, what is crop? When similar kind of plant cultivated on large scale, that is known as crop. This is the definition of crop. Next we will move to the categories or the classification. So crop classified into two categories, kharif crop and rabi. Maybe this you have studied in the lower class. Kharif are those which are sown at the time of June to September. So seeds will be sown at the time of June to September. So these are the kharif crop. If I talk about the example, so example rice, maize, and there are many other examples as well. So this is sown at the time of rainy season. If I talk about the rabi crop, they are sown from October to March in that particular area. And if I talk about the example, so example is wheat, gram, etc. And they are basically grown in winter season. So here we have two types, kharif and the rabi. Kharif will grow in the time period of June to September. Example, rice, maize, and in the case of rabi crop, that is winter season crop, that will sown in October to March, and examples are wheat and gram. So here we have discussed two types, that is kharif and rabi. Now the next question or the next part of this chapter is, what are the basic practices or what are the basic activities involved to produce and manage the crop. So in this chapter we have to study different activities or different practices which take place when crop production and management occurs. So first step or first activity, or I say first practice which take place, is the preparation of soil. So we will move towards it, that how we can prepare our soil to grow crop. So first practice will be, or first activity will be, preparation of soil. In that case, we will get to know how should we prepare our soil for the crop production. So first activity is preparation of soil. अगर हमें कोई क्रॉप ग्रो करनी है तो हमें पहले सॉइल को प्रिपेयर करना होगा, क्योंकि सॉइल से ही सारे न्यूट्रिएंट्स प्लांट तक पहुंचेंगे. बिकॉज प्लांट जो है फोटोसिंथेसिस करता है, मिनरल्स, वाटर, सब चीजें कहां से जाती है? सॉइल. सो वी हैव टू प्रिपेयर आवर सॉइल. नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, हाउ वी विल प्रिपेयर आवर सॉइल. फॉर प्रिपेयरिंग आवर सॉइल वी हैव टू डू अ पर्टिकुलर प्रैक्टिस, दैट इज plowing. Now, what is plowing? Plowing is the process in which we loosen up the soil. There is a equipment known as plow. It will help to लूजन अप दी सॉइल. सॉइल के अंदर हमें गैप्स क्रिएट करने हैं ताकि जो एयर है वो एंटर कर सके. एयर एंटर करेगी तो सॉइल रिस्पायर कर सकती है. सॉइल में मिनरल्स जो है एटमॉस्फेयर से और ऐड हो सकते हैं. सॉइल में ह्यूमस ऐड होगा, उसका टेक्सचर अच्छा होगा. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें अपनी सॉइल को प्रिपेयर करना, और हम सॉइल को कैसे प्रिपेयर करेंगे? प्लोइंग से. और प्लोइंग क्या है? टिलिंग. इट इज द प्रोसेस वेयर टिलिंग and loosening of soil occur. ये वो प्रोसेस है जिसमें सॉइल की टिलिंग होगी और सॉइल लूजन अप हो जाएगी. और ये किससे होगा? कौन सा इक्विपमेंट हम यूज करेंगे? तो इक्विपमेंट विच वी यूज इज द प्लो. नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ प्लोइंग? क्या जरूरत है प्लोइंग करने की? प्लोइंग विल हेल्प द सॉइल टू रिस्पायर. First of all, plowing will help the soil to respire so that the soil will get all the nutrients. Soil को सारे nutrients मिलेंगे. अगर soil के पास सारे nutrients होंगे, the soil will have all the nutrients, then the crop will be best or crop will be grown best. अगर nutrients ही नहीं है तो crop जो है वो हमारी उतनी best grow नहीं करेगी. So plowing is that area where we have to till up or loosen up our soil. एयर गैप्स क्रिएट हो जाएंगे. फ्लो करने की वजह से हो सकता है देयर इज चांसेस कि जो सॉइल का लेवलिंग है वो बिगड़ जाए, कुछ अप डाउन हो जाए. सो हमें उसको लेवल भी करना है. सो द नेक्स्ट स्टेप विच इज इन्वॉल्व इज द लेवलिंग. लेवलिंग करना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है? लेवलिंग एज द नेम सजेस्ट वी हैव टू लेवल. अगर ऊपर नीचे रहेगा, अगर ऐसे हमारा लैंड एरिया अप डाउन रहेगा, so it will be very problem. और जब प्लोइंग करते हैं there is chances कुछ बड़े बड़े सॉइल के चंक पार्टिकल्स हो that we have to break, and that will only be broken out when we will go to the process of leveling. leveling में हमें पता चल जाएगा कि कहाँ पे big chunks हैं, वो big chunks remove हो सकते हैं. so plowing is important for the air space. जितने भी छोटे plants हैं जो waste है, वीड्स जिसको बोलते हैं, हम आगे भी चैप्टर में डिस्कस करेंगे. द अनवांटेड प्लांट्स आर कॉल्ड वीड्स. वो भी प्लोइंग से रिमूव हो जाएंगे. एयर स्पेस भी बन जाएगा. न्यूट्रिएंट्स विल ऐड अप. सो नाउ व्हेन वी आर डन विद द प्लोइंग वी हैव टू मूव टू द नेक्स्ट स्टेप, दैट इज लेवलिंग. इन द केस ऑफ लेवलिंग वी विल लेवल आवर फील्ड. लेवलिंग विल मेक easier to grow the crop. So basically if I talk about preparation of soil, in this case the main step is plowing, where we plow our field so that soil will get maximum nutrients. After getting the nutrients, the second step we will level the soil so that the crop will grow best. Now the next practice or the next method is, next activity is sowing. Now my field is get plowed. Now we have to add the seeds, and I'll move to the next part or next practice, that is sowing. As the name suggests, sowing. In this process, seed will be sown into the land. We will add seeds to the area in which we are growing the crop, or I say the cultivating land. In that area we will add the seeds. Before sowing we have to identify, or we have to difference between good quality seeds or bad quality seeds. Because if I sow bad quality seeds, there is high chances that my crop will be, the crop which will be grown is not good. So I have to choose between good quality and bad quality seeds. For this process we will perform an activity. I'll explain you the activity. This activity you can try at home as well. We'll take some seeds and then we put those seeds into the water bowl. When we put those seeds into the water bowl, we will see that some seeds start floating. So some seeds start floating. जो seeds float करेंगे और जो seeds lighter होंगे लाइटर क्यों होंगे सीड्स? बिकॉज दे आर होलो. जो सीड्स फ्लोट करेंगे और जो लाइटर होंगे वो सीड्स है हमारे बैड क्वालिटी सीड्स. उनको हम सो नहीं करेंगे. दैट विल नॉट बी यूज्ड इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ सोइंग. Whereas the one which are good quality seeds, they got zinc. They got zinc. That are the best quality seeds or good quality seeds because they are not hollow. They don't have any kind of infection or virus attack or I say bacterial attack on them. But there is chances that bad quality seeds have some bacterial attack on them. So before sowing, we have to choose which seeds are good and which seeds are bad. Which has to be sown, which don't have to be sown. So first, we have to differentiate between good quality seeds and bad quality seeds. Then we will move towards the process of sowing. The process of sowing can be done manually. Manual method is the farmer will throw the seeds after a certain distance. This is the manual method which the farmer used in the traditional times. Now we have the second method is the seed drill method. In the case of seed drill method, the seeds are poured with the help of this drill in which the seeds will be sown into the soil at a particular distance. Like if I say seed 1, seed 2, 3, 4, so they will be sown at a particular distance. Manual method mein there is chances that seed 1, 2, 3, 4, so they are not equidistant. Distance is very less. So there is chances that in future there will be competition for the resources like sunlight, food, water, and plus at the time of harvesting as well, there will be problem for the farmers in the manual method. So in the case of seed drill, the seeds are sown equidistantly. So this is the best method because in this case, plants will get proper resources. Properly they will get sunlight, they will get food. So with the help of seed drill, seeds are sown at equidistant position. So we will use seed drill method in which seeds are sown at an equidistant position. So in the case of sowing, we have discussed, first we have to check the quality of seeds. Quality of seeds should be good. For that I have explained you the activity. Then I have explained you that there should be equal distance between the seeds so that there will be no competition and all plants which will grow are in the healthy state in the future. So this is the second step which we have discussed, that is sowing. So now the seeds are sown. First we prepared the soil, then we sown the seeds. So we have done with 2 steps. Now the seeds will need food. Same like a baby. If a baby wants to grow, that baby needs a food. So similarly, if a plants want to grow, that plants need food. So now we have to come with the third practice or third activity, that is addition of manure and fertilizer. Addition of manure and fertilizer. Addition of manure and fertilizer means here we will add the food or the nutrients which is required by a plant to do the processes. So these are basically the nutrients which are required by plants for its further process, which helps in the growth of the plant. So in the case of adding nutrients, so we will discuss manure and fertilizer. If I say manure and fertilizer, so there are 2 things. One is the manure. Either we can give the plant manures or fertilizers. Now the question arises, what is the difference between manure and fertilizer? Which is the best? Which will have more advantages and which will have more disadvantages? This topic or this point is very important for the exam purpose. So first we'll make a table of difference between manure and fertilizer. See, there are some advantages of manure and some disadvantages. Similarly, there are some advantages of fertilizer and some disadvantages. So I will discuss both the aspects with you, the disadvantages and advantages of both the areas. So let us start with the definition. Manures are organic in nature, completely organic, which means they are naturally made, or I say naturally synthesized. They are inorganic salts. Inorganic salts, they are man-made, synthesized by human in factories, whereas it is naturally made by domestic waste, the waste which is present in kitchen, that is vegetable waste, waste of fruits or fruit peels, so domestic waste, cattle dung. So manure are made up of these substances, whereas fertilizer are made up of chemicals. Like if I say NPK, it is an example of fertilizer. So it consists of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Manures are basically organic in nature, so they synthesize naturally. Manures are of different type. Like if I say compost is basically that kind of manure in which we use peels of vegetables and fruit. If I say green manure is that manure in which the manure is made up of leaves, the fallen leaves or the small green leaves. If I say about vermicomposting, that is also an important term, that is vermicomposting. The compost which is made up when the earthworm is involved. Because earthworm, we all know that earthworm is farmer's friend. That process in which earthworm is involved and the compost is formed, that is vermicomposting. So this is about manure and fertilizer. Manure completely organic and natural, whereas fertilizers are inorganic. Let's now discuss the advantages of manure. Like what are the advantages of manure? If I say advantages of manure, manure provide humus to the soil, or they provide good texture to the soil. So first advantages of manure, if I say, so they provide good texture. Soil texture को improve करेगा, soil को porous करेगा ताकि water holding capacity increase हो जाए. So it provide good texture to soil. Good texture से soil porous होगी और easily उसमें water holding capacity increase होगी. Second, it provide humus to the soil. Humus is very good, like it will help in better development of the plant. It provide humus to soil. And it is organic in nature, so obviously the crop which will grow is good for us. It will have good nutrients and the crop will be best. Whereas in the case of fertilizer, if I talk about the advantages of fertilizer, so in the case of advantages of fertilizer, they work very fast and they are very specific. बहुत जल्दी वर्क करते हैं फर्टिलाइजर. अगर हम इनके एडवांटेजेस की बात करें, दे वर्क वेरी फास्ट. बहुत जल्दी क्रॉप को ग्रो करने में हेल्प करेंगे. सो दे वर्क वेरी फास्ट एंड दे हैव specific nutrients, which means they provide specific nutrient. अगर soil को specifically नाइट्रोजन अगर हमारे लैंड पे कम है या नाइट्रोजन हमारे सॉइल में कम है, तो स्पेसिफिकली हम नाइट्रोजन का जो पैकेट है फर्टिलाइजर का वो यूज कर सकते हैं. सो दे आर स्पेसिफिक. सो दैट इज द एडवांटेज, that they are specific in the case of nutrition and they work very fast. It is easy to transport because जो आपके फर्टिलाइजर्स हैं, they come in small packets, so easy to transport. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे बहुत सारे heap of leaves को लेके जाना पड़ रहा है, because in the case of manure, it is what? Leaves dry leaves or rotten leaves, dry vegetable peels. In the case of fertilizer, it is in the powder form. So it is very easy to carry the packets. Plus, there is no chances of getting attacked by fungi because these are the small packets, well packed, so they don't get affected by any kind of pest or fungi or bacteria. So these are the advantages of fertilizer, that they work very fast, they are specific, easy to transport. If I talk about the manure, they provide good texture to soil, it provides humus to soil, and good texture will do what? It improves the water holding capacity of the soil. So these are the basically advantages of manure and fertilizer. Now we will move towards the disadvantages. If I say disadvantages of manure and fertilizer, so disadvantage of manure is it is very difficult to transport. If I say disadvantages, the first disadvantage which come to our mind is that it is very difficult to transport manure. So first is difficult to transport because it is not easy to transport the heaps of leaves or to store the cattle dung because there is high chances that they get affected by bacteria or fungi. So difficult to transport. And other most important disadvantage is manure works very slow. Like it takes a lot of time to work. So they works very slow. So the crop, basically the farmers will grow crop for some profit, and if they use manure, the crops will grow very slowly because manure works very slow. If I talk about the disadvantages of fertilizer, so disadvantage of fertilizer is they do not provide humus to soil. वो कोई भी humus soil को provide नहीं करेंगे. So they do not provide humus to soil. And the next is, if we overuse fertilizer, if we use fertilizer again and again in high quantity, it degrades the texture of soil. जो टेक्सचर है हमारी सॉइल का, जो वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी है हमारी सॉइल की, वो धीरे धीरे डिग्रेड होगी और हो सकता है इतनी डिग्रेड हो जाए कि जो क्रॉप है उस पर एक पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम के बाद ग्रो होना बंद हो जाए, एंड दैट लैंड विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू barren land. Barren land are those lands where the crop cannot be grown for some time. So basically we are having the disadvantages of manure and fertilizer. So in the case of manure, they are difficult to transport. It is not easy to transport manure and they work very slowly. In the case of fertilizer, they do not provide humus to soil and it degrades the texture of quality. So basically, if examiner asks you, and as well as if you ask yourself that which is better, manure or fertilizer, if we see according to the health perspective and according to the geographical conditions and according to the soil fertility, it is better to use manure. So we should prefer manures over the fertilizers because manures make the soil good, manures make the crops good, and plus they increase the soil fertility. So we have not used fertilizer, we should use manures. Next we will move to the next practices or next activity, that is irrigation. So till now we have discussed three practices which take place in the production of crop. So the three practices are preparation of soil, second sowing, and last is manure and fertilizer. So now we will move towards the fourth practice. In the last I will discuss all the practices and I will give you the summary as well of today's class. Fourth one is irrigation. What is irrigation? Farmers cannot get completely dependent on the rain. They have to supply water to the crops at regular interval. So irrigation is that process where the farmer will give or provide water to the crops at a particular interval. So, providing water to crops, at a particular interval. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें हर वक्त पानी प्रोवाइड करना, उसको पर्टिकुलर इंटरवल से, और हर क्रॉप की अपनी वाटर डिमांड है. क्रॉप टू क्रॉप वाटर डिमांड वेरी करता है. प्रोवाइडिंग वाटर टू क्रॉप एट पर्टिकुलर इंटरवल्स. हमें कुछ इंटरवल्स पे वाटर प्रोवाइड करना है. जो मेन सोर्सेज हैं, हम वाटर कहाँ से, फार्मर्स वाटर कहाँ से प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं रेगुलर इंटरवल पे? ट्यूबवेल्स के थ्रू, वेल्स के थ्रू. सो देयर आर रिवर्स, पॉन्ड्स. सो दीज आर दी सोर्सेज ऑफ इरिगेशन. फ्रॉम दीज सोर्सेज वी कैन सप्लाई वाटर टू दी क्रॉप्स. सो इन वन मार्कर examiner can ask you what are the sources of irrigation. So if I say sources of irrigation, so that you know well, sources of irrigation are, that is wells, tube wells, rivers, ponds, etc. So these are the basic sources of irrigation. So irrigation is what? Providing water at particular interval or at specific interval. And how we have to provide water? For that we have different techniques. So that techniques are divided into two areas, traditional techniques and modern techniques. We will discuss the modern techniques. For traditional techniques you just have to look into the book, the names or the system. I'll discuss one or two techniques, the traditional one, and the most important is the modern techniques. So basically what is irrigation? Irrigation is the process of providing water at particular interval. If I move toward the techniques, that is the most important thing in the part of irrigation. If I move towards the techniques, so first I will discuss the modern techniques. Modern techniques of irrigation. First I'll discuss, then I'll give you the defense. So modern technique. Modern techniques are two modern techniques for irrigation. First is the drip irrigation and second is the sprinkler. So first we will discuss the drip irrigation. As the name suggests, drip, which means the water will reach the crop in drop by drop form. In the case of drip irrigation, there is zero wastage of water, and specifically we use this irrigation system at those places where the water is very less or where there is a scarcity of water. Sprinkler method is the other method. That method is used in the hilly areas. You have seen in the parks that there is a pipe, perpendicular pipe, and that is sprinkling water towards all the direction. Sprinkler method is also like followed in some schools as well. So in the case of sprinkler method, that sprinkle will sprinkle the water in all the direction, and there is chances that water get wasted in that. So in the modern techniques of irrigation, we have two modern techniques, that is drip irrigation and the other is sprinkler. Sprinkler irrigation is also used in the terrace farming or the mountain or the slope, in the slopey areas. So drip irrigation, where water is in limited amount, where there is scarcity of water, limited amount, and in this case water will reach in drop by drop manner. So basically this is a pipeline system where the pipe is dividing like somewhat this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If I say this is 4 plants, so the the pipe is connected on the land, and these nozzles, the small nozzles which are connected to the plant, are directly connected to the roots of the plant. and then the water will reach the roots in drop by drop manner, and in this case there is zero wastage of water. Zero wastage of water. In this case there is no wastage of water. Whereas in the case of sprinkler method, it is used in hilly areas, or I say slopy areas. In this case there is wastage of water. Pipes are joined in a perpendicular direction, or pipes are located in a perpendicular direction, and the water will come out. So the water will move in all the direction, but there is high chances that in this case the water will get wasted. Whereas in the case of drip irrigation, there is zero wastage of water. Water will go in a drop by drop manner, and it will reach to the roots of the plant. So these are the two modern techniques of the irrigation. Next we have to discuss what will happen if we give the plant water in an excessive manner. Like we have given the water in an excessive manner. So in that case what will happen? So we will discuss that. What terminology should be used? The terminology is water logging. If the irrigation is done in excessive, like the plant will get more water, at that time what will happen is water logging will happen. So water logging will take place. Now the question arises, what is water logging? Water logging, when the water get collected near the plant due to excessive irrigation. जब बहुत ज़्यादा इरिगेशन हो जाए, बहुत ज़्यादा वाटर सप्लाई हो जाए प्लांट को, तो प्लांट्स के पास ही क्या होगा, वाटर कलेक्ट हो जाएगा, and that is known as water logging. Now the question arises, what problem will happen due to this? The problem which happen due to this is there will be cut down of air supply. There will be no air because water get logged around the roots. If I say that this is the roots of the plant and here the water get logged. Here the water get logged. Water logging appears here. So due to this water or due to this excessive irrigation, in this area the supply of air will cut down. There will be no supply of air. And it will be very difficult for a plant to respire, due to which there is high chances that plant get die. So water logging is a big problem because the supply of water depends from crop to crop. There are some plants like in the desert area, if I talk about cactus, it needs very less water. And there are plants which needs more amount of water, like we talk about rice. So the level of water, the supply of water should be managed. So this is about water logging. So now I will give you the summary that what we have discussed today in today's class. So if I talk about the summary, first of all we have discussed the types of crop. So first I have discussed the types of crop. In this types of crop I have discussed with you what are Rabi crop, what are Kharif crops. You have to remember the examples because in the exam there is chances like there will be 4 options in MCQ question. There will be 4 options and they will ask you out of these which is odd one out or which is an example of Kharif crop or Rabi crop. So you have to focus on the example. Next is practices I have discussed. Practices for crop production or management. So first practice is plowing. In the case of plowing, if I go with the question, so in that case you have to know the functions of plowing, why plowing is necessary. So plowing is necessary because it loosen up the soil, it remove all the weeds which are present and it helps the soil to entrap the nutrients. Next practice which I have discussed is sowing. In the case of sowing, I have discussed you the function of seed drill, why it is necessary to differentiate between good quality seeds and bad quality seeds, and how it is very much important to place the seeds equidistant. If the seeds will not be equidistant, there is chances of overcrowding. Next, I have discussed with you the difference between manure and fertilizer. That is very important question. Difference between manure and fertilizer. So in the case of manures, I have discussed that it is completely natural, organic, and in the case of fertilizer, we have discussed they are completely inorganic or chemically made. Manures are cheap, fertilizers are expensive. So for that, you have to refer the difference between, which I discussed previously with you. That is important. In the last, we have discussed irrigation. So irrigation is the method where we supply water to the crops at regular interval. In that case, in the case of irrigation, we have discussed the two techniques which are very important. That is drip irrigation and the sprinkler. I have already discussed that where we use sprinkler irrigation method and where we use drip irrigation method. So this is we have done in today's class. In the next class, we will discuss further about the other practices which we left today. So first, types of crop, then plowing, sowing, difference between manure and fertilizer, and the concept of irrigation. In the next class, we will discuss how to protect our crop from the weeds. Weeds are the unwanted plant. So in the next class, we will discuss that and move further that what will happen when crop grow and mature. So at that time, how to harvest it. So we will discuss the different techniques of harvesting, how to store the crop. So these are the practices which are left today. Because you understand the name, crop production and management. We have to focus on management as well. So these are the topics which I have discussed, and in the next class we will come up with the rest of the topic. I hope you understand today's topic. Thank you.